Hi there, and welcome to this video. So, in this video, I'll be talking about the step-by-step underground secret that anyone can use to secure a high-paying job and visa to the UK, USA, Canada, Germany, Australia, and Denmark. And I'll also be talking about the major countries you should look into if you want to get a foreign passport as a Nigerian right from Nigeria. So without further ado, okay, my name is Sheyi Shubayo, aka the travel expert. I've been to 6 continents and counting. I'm the CEO of Sports Travels and Tours. I walk the talk because I travel. All right, I travel. I love to travel. That is like what I love doing most. Yeah. So I'm also a multi-millionaire travel consultant. I train people as well and make sure they make money from travel consultancy business as well. So without further ado, it's not really about me, it's about you. So what makes the difference? So what makes the difference? The difference is clear. I walk the talk, I travel, and I help people to get visa as well. So I am not in the habit of displaying visa here and there, but of course, this is Canada, Germany, and Schengen visa that I helped people to get recent ones. You can see from the yeah. You see, so these are the recent visas I help people to get, and all right. So let's just go straight. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you on how to process UK, Australian, Denmark, Canadian work permits. I also talk about foreign passport. I will talk about giving birth in the US. I'll also show you how to teach English abroad as a Nigerian and make $3,000 monthly. So it's going to be so short, full of actions. No time to waste, just actions, straight to the point. Those are the things I will be covering. Now, Australian work permits. What's the difference between a work permit and a permanent resident visa? A work permit is given to somebody who has a job offer in Australia. All right. And a permanent residence is given to someone who has or does not have a job offer in Australia, which means either you have a job offer or not, you can get the PR visa. So permanent residence, just like the name sounds, it's visa for people that wants to go and live permanently in another country. So which one is easier? See, for work permits, when it comes about easier, work permit is easier because the documents required and the processing is not as hard as that of PR visa. So for work permits, you just need a document from Australia and your own document here in Nigeria. You apply and you get the visa. But for the PR, see, you go through so many steps, so many from document evaluation. Then you go for the body that is assessing your kind of job that you're doing. So, but it is not actually something hard, but it's just a process. Of course, at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about how you can get a step-by-step guide and video on how you can do these things yourself. So that will be discussed at the end of this video. So to process it, you need to get either the job offer in Australia, or for the permanent resident visa, you need to have at least 2 years work experience and you have enough money for you to process the Australian visa, either the work permit or the PR visa. So Denmark is actually like the best country in the world when it comes to happiness and job offer. You see, they give long vacation period and they have the best pay and they value human being. All right. So if you are thinking of moving abroad on a work permit, I'll tell you to consider Denmark, because you get good pay in Denmark. You get all right. So let's see average salary in Denmark. You see, that is roughly 16 US dollars per hour. Now, it is not just about the money alone. Okay, it's about the happiness you get in the. You see, they are just a very conservative country whereby when you go, when you fit in, you just enjoy the best of your life. So Canadian work permits. Now, when it comes to Canada, if you ask 10 Nigerians, 9 of them will tell you that wants to move abroad, 9 of them will tell you it's Canada. And this is the major reason why there are so much scam. All right, about Canadian visa, work permit, this and that. People do not know what to do. They do not know how to go about it. So therefore, the agents come, they scam them. But if you know these things, no agent will scam you. When an agent is just telling you blah blah blah, you know what you're supposed to do, because then you counter the agent. So what's the difference between the work permit and the PR? Just like I said, for the Australian, same thing for Canada. Work permit, you have a job, you apply for the work visa. Most times they give you 2 years. Then for the PR visa, it also goes through so many steps as well. For the permanent residence, you have the provincial nominee, or you apply directly to the Canadian government. So the video that I'll be discussing at the end of this presentation, you will learn the which one to choose between work permit and the PR. What you need to have for work permit, what you need to have for the PR visa, and how to go about it. Okay, so when it comes to okay, now let me talk about the express entry. See, EE means express entry. Now, if you are less than 35 years of age, you have more than a year work experience, all right, and your job is among the required ones in Canada, I'll advise you go for express entry. Within 6 months, you can get it. All right, within 6 good months. The only thing that will delay you is if you study in Nigeria and your Nigerian university refuse to confirm your degree or your transcript on time, because you go for degree evaluation, so you get that one done through WES, World Evaluation Service. Of course, all these details, step-by-step guide, I will discuss it later on, but then I just need you to know what to know these steps. So once you get all those evaluations done, you apply for the EE, and then before you know it, you've gotten your visa. So you can apply alone, you can apply with your wife and kids. If you're married, if you're single, you can apply alone. So for the age barrier, like I said, for EE, it should be less than 35, have more than 1 year work experience. For the permanent residence visa, you should be less than 45 years of age, with at least 2 years work experience. Because these things, it has to do with your points. All right. So in the video that I'll be discussing, you learn how to check your points on, then you will know what to do. You know what to add. Like for example, if you have a family member or a very close friend in Canada, it increases your point as well. So when it comes to job, you see, let me give you not so secret site, but because most people do not know about it, they do not use this site. It's called monster.ca. You see, this site is what I've used for so many people since 2010 that I've taken this job as my permanent job, travel processing, travel agency. So apply for jobs. There are so many ways to apply for jobs. Use monster.ca. Once you apply, then, because if you get a job before you process your PR, okay, it increases your chance as well. So when you add these things together, you have a higher chance of getting your PR faster. Okay, when you are in the pool, you have the higher chance of being picked faster than others. So let me talk about the UK work permit. Now, do you know there are more than 200 employers ready to hire you in the UK? So many people do not know because they refuse to check. See, I compile these employers, all right, in the video that I'll be presenting to you in a few minutes time. I compiled everything together, and then You will see which employer to apply to for which kind of job, when to apply. And they will send you the invitation letter. Once you have this invitation letter, you use it to apply for the UK work permit with your documents here in Nigeria. See, the only thing about UK is their visa fees is expensive. Apart from that, by the time you actually learn and know that these things are easier to get, you'll be surprised. Like, what have I been doing all this while? All right. So, how to teach English abroad and make $3,000 monthly as a Nigerian? What do you need to know? Target Indonesia. Target Japan. Those two countries. Target. There's this Southeast Asian country. I'll remember as we go on in this video. You target those countries. Those countries, they hire Nigerians. Now, let me tell you something. Hire a Nigerian, give a Nigerian $3,000. Hire an American, give an American $7,000. That Nigerian will work like with everything he or she has. These people, they know these things. So that is why, you see, it's not like they like us for them to employ us abroad, but because they know that black, especially Nigerians, we know how to work. And not just how to work, we know how to give our best when we work, when we are hired. So forget this issue of passport. They said if you don't have an American passport, you can't get an English teaching job. No, you can get it as a Nigerian. English is our first language. If you do not apply, you cannot get. If you do not apply, you can't be rejected. So you have to take that step. So in the How to Teach English Abroad guide, you learn those things that you need to know. The English test, you actually need to write and pass. Once you pass that English test, which is very easy to pass, of course, if teaching English is not your line, it's not something you should look into then. But if it is something you think, you write this test, pass it, and you get the job. In fact, from the test site, that is where you start getting job offers. So let's go to giving birth in USA made easy. See, I have a client who sent me a message yesterday. All right. So during the course of our discussion, okay, I was going to apply for Canadian visa for them, for the family, and during the course of our discussion, the client said they applied for giving birth in US, and the wife and himself, they went for the visa interview, but they were rejected. And that during the interview, the consular asked, "What, like, have you paid for the have you paid to the hospital?" They said no. They were refused the visa. They went ahead to pay the hospital. Then they reapplied and they were refused the visa again. The wife applied alone, she was refused. He was not telling me, but these people, they said we should pay visa, pay for the hospital, and they keep rejecting the visa. I said no. See, when the consular asks you, have you paid for the hospital? Consular just wants to know if you know what you're doing. The consular is not asking you to go and pay that. After paying, they will give you the visa. You see, you don't have to pay ahead until you get your visa. The only thing you spend money on is invitation letter from a credible hospital. Imagine, had they met me before the interview, and part of it, because I train my clients before they go for visa interviews. All right, they ask you, have you paid for this or for the hospital bill? The answer is simple, straightforward. No, we've not paid because it is payment on arrival, and we are yet to get the visa, so we don't want to sound so desperate. We need to get the visa, and once we arrive, we'll pay because we have the financial capacity to pay all our bills. The next question that would follow is, can I see your statement of account? Or if the consular is here to ask the husband or the wife what they do for a living, then they will ask for the statement of account. Okay, when it comes to B1, B2, which is visitors visa, they don't request for any document. But when it comes to giving birth, because they know that you want to spend a good amount of money in the US, they want to see your statement of account. They want to know the job you're doing, how much you earn, how much you spend monthly. They want to see if you are actually capable, if it is reasonable for you to give birth in the US. So in this video that I'll be talking about in a few minutes time, you learn how to choose the best hospital in the US. You see, a few weeks ago, a client came to me, talked to me about this same giving birth. So they applied and they were refused. They was asking me what could be the problem. I said, okay, how did you get this doctor that you use? Because I got their IV, I checked. I was just laughing. Okay, how did you get this? They said a family friend of theirs who used the doctor, like 6 months earlier, was the one who introduced the doctor to them. Oh, your family friend used, okay, fine. I said, do you know that this doctor has been blacklisted? You see, look, consular officer will not tell you a doctor, the hospital you're trying to use has been blacklisted. That your friend used this doctor 1 month ago does not make your friend a travel agent, does not make your friend someone that will actually cross-check this whole thing and make sure that your documentation, your packaging is fine. That is the job of a travel expert. So these and many more are the things that I've written in and recorded in this video that I'll be discussing later on, so that you will know what to do, how to go about it, to make sure you are 80%, you are 80% good for the visa. So it's not like you just processing, just getting any doctor. Oh, my friend used this, me, I want to. No, doctors can be blacklisted at any time. They have their rules and regulations, and if anything happens, and the doctor will not tell you, but there is a way you can actually find out. So one of the major secrets about giving birth in the US, let me just tell you now, if you have a child, do you know you can actually, the husband, the pregnant wife, and the child in Nigeria, they can actually apply together and they can get the visa, because I've done it times and times over and over again. See, all you need to do is to check your books. All right. So in this video, I don't want this want to be so long. In the 6-in-1 video guide that I'll be talking later on, you see how to learn how to know all these things. Very easy, very, very easy. Okay. See, when it comes to foreign passports, all right, I tell my people, look into Guatemala and Lesotho. Now, let's check for Guatemala passports, visa-free countries. You see, as a Nigerian, do you know you can actually get a Guatemala passport? All right. Okay, let me remove this. See, okay. Now, if you have a Guatemala passport, you can go to all countries in Europe without visa. You can go to Brazil without visa. See, Austria, Belgium, Czech Republic, Germany. You see, look at great countries that you can actually travel to. And one funny thing is this, because you don't know, you think getting all this kind of second passport is very expensive. No, it is not. It is actually cheap, affordable. You can go to France, Italy. Look at all these great countries. You can actually go to all these countries without visa. But because you don't know, you wouldn't put your mind towards this. Now let's check for Lesotho. Lesotho passport. Of course, you can compare Lesotho to Guatemala. Okay, Guatemala is South American, and the passport is more powerful than Lesotho. But if you have Lesotho passport here, I'll advise you, just buy your tickets to Dublin, Ireland. Do you actually know it is easier for you to become a citizen in Ireland than in America, in fact, and UK. In fact, UK, it's like almost impossible to get their citizenship now, except of course you are specially made by God, and it's just like impossible. Just forget it. Except truly your father or your mother. It's truly. But say you want to no. So if you can lay your hands on Lesotho passport, go to Dublin. And in the video that I'm talking about, you learn how to get this Lesotho or the American visa, American country passport, which is Guatemala. You see, for Lesotho, you can go to South Africa for free. You can go to all those countries, Philippines, Mauritius, but the most important one is South Korea. The most important one is, of course, Ireland. But of course, you can also go to South Korea. You can go to Japan with the Lesotho passport. So, in the video, you will learn how to go about these passports, and it doesn't cost. So, it doesn't cost. Like almost something, because your mind is not there, you wouldn't know something that you did not put your mind at. So now, are you tired of the epileptic government in Nigeria? In fact, I don't need to actually talk down on Nigeria. There's nothing to say. Okay, job security, you can actually go to your workplace, put in the best, like the best, and then tomorrow they sack you and nothing will happen. Lack of constant power, no security, no access to ordinary local government chairman. Tell me, can you actually write a letter to your local government chairman that you want to see him? You see, we endure so much in Nigeria, but then you want to travel and you refuse to take the right step. You see, before you do anything, know what you want to do. Once you know, you're good to go. Now, imagine that because of the current state of our economy, you can't even get visa with your legit document. Yeah, I was at the US Embassy in Lagos with some clients a few years ago, like 2-3 years ago, and a professor came to renew his US visa. He applied through Dropbox, but he was told to apply for appointment dates, and he went for the appointment, and then he was refused. He came outside, he was angry, like, oh, America is bad, this is that he only went to the US 3 times with his 2 years visa, and he never overstayed, he never worked, he did this, he did, but because the professor refused to understand simple thing about US visa, he was refused, and now he was going to spend so much money, and God help him, he gets somebody like me to give him the best, but I couldn't approach him that day because I was busy with my own clients. You just need to do some simple thing. Then they will reconsider him. He will go for the interview and he would get the visa. In fact, these days, this 2017-18, especially this 2018, when you try to renew your visa, American embassy will tell you to go. In fact, like almost 50% of the time now, they will tell people go and schedule an appointment date, come for another interview, and they will refuse them. So you have to be careful with this visa application of a thing. That you got it the first time does not actually mean you will get it the second time. Even if you manage to get the visa, you can't easily extend your visa abroad. Imagine the kind of lifestyle you've been dreaming of. Oh, you want to live this foreign lifestyle. Let me tell you one story about US. See, there's this family, they got their visa, but they could not afford the ticket. Husband, wife, and four children. So the 3 children, the 2 elder kids and their father, they went to the US. So after they got to the US, and after 4 months, the wife and then the other child were supposed to go to the US. So being that they are my client, I told them, look, the husband needs to get a divorce paper, and then the wife needs to hold the divorce paper in case they ask when she's boarding. Oh no, she's in charge of the child now. They are just going for holiday in the US, and they entered easily. You see, they sent so many people back from the port of entry, because they have some chats on their phone that they are not supposed to have. Some, when you talk too much, when you're just too happy that you want to go to the US, you want to leave, you don't want to come back, you have to be careful. You see, having a travel expert and knowing all these things, you need to know them. So that is why we are here for you. Now you can stop all those things you were thinking of. Imagine now more if I enter Yankee to do this, I'll do this. Stop. Imagine and let's make this thing a reality. So I'm introducing to you the easiest step-by-step underground secret that anyone can use to secure a high-paying job and visa in the UK, US, Canada, Germany, Australia, and Denmark. So it's called the Ultimate 6-in-1 Travel and Tours Video Training Course. Actually, the 6-in-1 is for the 6 videos, but then I've also done some more videos, which is the foreign passport video. I've done about the visitors visa. Okay, I've done about the US visitors visa as well, which are part of the packages you'll be getting. So once you have this package, all these videos, so your duty is to read, watch, know the things you need to put in place, know how these countries work, how their visas work, and it's not just about getting the visa. What about life when you get abroad? So when you know all these things, it will be easier for you to choose a particular country you want to go to, and then you know how much to spend and how to go about the visa application and the best visa to apply for. So I'm only giving access to 25 people, and these 25 people, they will be with me on a WhatsApp group. You have access to me to ask me anything, okay? And as a travel expert that I travel here and there, and because of the group that I belong to, Foreign Ayata and Co, that I belong to, I have access to trips that are free, but the people of the world, the community, others pay so much for it. So I have access to get people in, okay, 2-3 tickets. So if you are part of these people, you will be the first, in fact, the only people to get all this information. And of course, we will apply together. Every year I do Canadian. This is the 3rd year in the row that I do my Canadian yearly application. So for just 10 people. So if you're among these 25 people, you'll be among the ones to know and get information about this thing. And it's going to be extremely and ridiculously cheap. So today is your lucky day. Yes, if you wait till tomorrow, there are so many people watching together with you, and we only need 25 people. So at the special price of okay, it's not there. So you're only paying 10,000 naira only. 10,000 naira only is what you're paying to get access to this video, guys. So how do you pay? This is the account details on your screen. So you go to you can make a transfer, and once you are done, you send an email to shey@travels.ng, shei@travels.ng. So once you send the mail with your payment details, either you made the transfer or you went to the bank to pay, just send me the details, your name, email, and phone number, and then you get the guide, the access to download these things immediately. Of course, you can pay online and you access the guide like immediately. You can go to paystack.com/pa/6-in-1. So once you pay, you get access to download this guide. Don't forget, okay, if you're among the first 10 to get a copy, I'll give you access to my secret WhatsApp group. Okay, so there's this other WhatsApp group that I belong to, all right, that I'll give you access to, but it's just for the first 10 people. Now, don't forget, this offer is not available forever. It's for now only. Plus, slots are limited, and this page is currently read by at least 13,000 people. Yes, I mean that. When I say something, I mean it. So, okay, now you're just actually, in fact, by the time you'll be watching this video, it will be more than 13,000 people who are actually watching at once. So let me check. Let me show you something. Okay, I'm trying to I'm trying to actually bring up something so that you can see the number of opens we get when we send mails. You see it now. When I send an email, you see the number of people that opens the mail. You see, at least on average of 2,000 people reads my mail. Now that we are building more people, so by the time you'll be watching this, I think we should have like 20,000 people, and I just need 25 people because this is hot and new. I want to focus on them. I want to help them to actually travel for real. So you see, average of 2,000 people reach my mail. Average of 2,000 people. All right. Look, 3,001, 3,000, 3K, 3,300. All right. So today is a lucky day for you. Now, you rush to the bank or make a transfer to Shubayo. Call at 021 517 6553 GT Bank and send your payment details to shei@travel.ng. It goes for just 10,000 naira only. Okay, 10,000 naira only. Pay to that bank account and then send me the details to shei@travel.ng. Immediately I confirm, you get the guide, or you can pay online through Paystack as well. So thank you so much. Thanks for watching to this to the end, and don't forget, if you don't know, they will scam you. They will take your money and they will give you whatever it is they want to. But when you know what you are doing, even if you don't have the time to process the documents, okay, no agent will be able to lie to you. So I wish you all the best in your travel dreams, and I'm here to join you to make it happen. It is ridiculously cheap at 10,000 naira. Let's get this thing, let's get it done, and I wish you all the best.